Awesome. Happy New Year to everybody at home and welcome to 2021. Let's talk about our show live from the studio on the Gold Coast. Guys, so rapt to be back. I've just been busting at the seams to get the show going again, and I think Rianne has too, because she got super organised so early today and said, don't forget this, don't forget that, and so much has happened. I hope that you've had an amazing break and a safe one, and that clean time has been your friend. Yeah. We're here tonight with an amazing show, something a little bit different, but something that's going to help you at home. But before we do that, you know that I've got to do the housework. So I've got to talk about some of the stuff and thank some people. Firstly, I just want to remind you about the 1-800-NO-TO-ICE number. Yeah, if you or anybody you know are needing support in relation to addiction, that's the number to call, 1-800-NO-TO-ICE, and that is 1-800-668-6423. Yeah, it's going to run along the bottom of the screen. If at any time you want to chat, you want to connect to a counsellor, to one of our peer support recovery coaches, please, we call them buddies because that's what they are. You know, they're doing out of love, reaching out to support you. If somebody might have sent you this link and you might need some support, that's the number to call, 1-800-NO-TO-ICE. So we're here to connect with you because, you know, somebody helped me when I needed it and I was in early recovery. So sometimes you got tools that you need, you know. I was explaining to one of the guys that came yesterday, if you're going to bake a cake and you put the flour and the egg and you forget the milk, your cake isn't going to fluff up. Or what about if you have the flour and you have the milk, but you forget the egg? It's still not going to fluff up and work out perfectly. You might get a version of a cake, but it's not really real. So if you want the tools to recovery, we can help you with that. We'll give you the tools that have worked for so many of us, and we want to help you do the same thing. Hey, there is a system, and there's a group of people here that love you and want to help you through that. Yeah. So, special thank you to Coffex and Patrick from Coffex. Coffex is a new company, and you don't know why I'm saying that yet. We are launching our coffee cart, yeah, our AAIC coffee cart, Gold Coast only at this stage, yeah. We will be duplicating that in other areas, and I'll keep you posted on that. But Patrick has been an incredible help. He's been training our new baristas, and we will do a call out. We have been doing a call out actually on Facebook, and I'll do one tonight. If you are in recovery and you'd like to get some skills in barista, how to make coffees so you can work in a coffee shop, yeah, we are providing work experience and training, yeah. So I don't know what you're doing with yourself. You know, it's a great gift to know. You can take it all around the world, and you can get employed and work in many places. But come and get some work experience and get trained with a great group of people that are also in early recovery. So we've got the opportunity for a couple of, you know, amazing people to come on board and have that and take up that opportunity. So thank you to Patrick and Coffex. Thank you to Pastor Jim from Cross Life Church up the road, who has donated and is sharing their coffee cart with us for 12 months. Guys, we love you guys, and thank you so much. Like, they've painted it all up. It looks amazing. And Jamie Lee is managing that. If you haven't seen Jamie Lee yet, you've got to come down and say hi, hey? She's an amazing girl. Thank you to Sandy and Peter, and I will introduce Sandy to you in just 1 second, but I've got to get through this list from Elektra Magnesium, and they have donated to our staff an array of products to help us in early recovery, yeah, and not just us in early recovery, but it helps everybody, so I'll touch into that a little bit more in a minute. Thank you to the Chariots of Light for your amazing support every year, every month, every day, and helping us connect to more people, and you bringing in donations to our op shop, and it's just been an incredible journey with you guys. And we're taking some of the guys out motorbike riding, so it's been really cool. So thank you so much. And Set Free, Mel and the team there, Judith, thank you so much for allowing us to do outreach with you guys, and being able to, just in the month of November and December, from mid-November to mid-December, so 1 month, we helped 9 people get into rehab, guys. Like, we're hitting the ground running this year, and I don't know if you're in early recovery and you're thinking, man, I need to change my life, I need to make a New Year's resolution, don't know where to start. here's a place to start. Okay, give us a call. We want to help you. We want to walk with you. We want to love on you, and we want to show you what we did that worked. Some stuff didn't work, so maybe we can shed some light on that. But give us a call. And we've got one more thing, guys. The Bliss Trio is still doing their package, their special package till the end of January. So what that is, it's Bliss Trio. So it's 3 things. And it's going to be a Bliss, right? You can go and purchase a Bliss Trio for $80, and what you get is a massage, a facial, and a foot spa. Is that right, Rianne? And a foot spa. All for $80. Like, it's an amazing, what a blessing, yeah? So if you need to get a gift, or you're thinking, I just need to, like, unwind from the school holidays, mums, okay? That is what you need to do. Get a Bliss Trio package. And the number to call is Charmaine, and the number to call is 0412 377-011, and the code to use is anti-ice, yeah, because you'll get that special package. And let me tell you that by doing that, profits come towards AAIC to help us keep doing what we're doing. So thank you so much, Charmaine, for participating and helping us put the freeze on ice in our nation. And yeah, talking about our coffee cart, we've got that opportunity. So don't forget, I'll remind you again at the end of the show. School holidays are still happening, so all the kids are out doing activities, but very, very soon, guys, kids are going to start school again. And if you are connected to a school, remind them that, you know, the anti-ice campaign do workshops in schools to warn our kids about the dangers of ice and other drugs from lived experience. So we want to talk to your kids. The best way for your kids not to go down that path is to hear it from lived experience. Yeah. So remind your teachers, remind your principals, do whatever it takes, knock on, you know, the P&C door, say, look, we want this in our school. And get them booked in, because we're already doing bookings for January, February. We started last year, and we want to get to your kid. Yeah. So give us a call. That's it for now. I'm wrapping up my housework. I've cleaned everything up. Have I done everything, Rianne? Yeah? Okay, great. I can't wait to have this amazing lady chat to you, because I've known her for a long time, and we've crossed paths in many different areas when I had business before, and I'm just so blessed. We are blessed to have her here talking to you today, because she's a wealth of knowledge, and she's been through her own journey, and you know, she's agreed to come and share her journey with you. No, it's not about ice addiction, but it's another journey. But you know, some of the things that she's gone through, you know, can help us a lot in our recovery in everyday life. So she's even helping my mum with some of the products. So we're so blessed. Sandy, thank you so much for agreeing to be on the show.
Thank you for having me here. I'm really happy. Always happy to do something to help. I think the world needs a lot of people to help at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always talk to people that are embarking on recovery. We're a 3-part being, you know, and we need to recover. We need to recover physically, yeah, emotionally and mentally, and we need to recover spiritually as well. So there's a 3-part recovery here, and if you're not looking at a 3-part healing, you're not going to get stable ground. You're going to fall over, and there's so much relapse, you know. We really want to offer the most that we can.
Yes, the body is the temple of the soul, so it's like a vehicle, and your higher spirit needs to drive that vehicle and get from A to B, so we have to look after it. It's like putting the right oil in the car and the right fuel, and making sure it's got water and the tires are right. So if you don't look after your car, eventually it will break down and you can't get from A to B. Yep. So our body is the same. So we have that triangle, body, mind, soul, and we really need to pay attention to the physical, because it's all wrapped up with the emotional. So if you have negative thoughts, you'll actually produce bad chemicals which erode you away.
Yep.
So you need to keep your positive mindset, which means community and, you know, giving and receiving love and having spiritual food.
Yep.
But we also need physical food.
Absolutely.
And I discovered through my own health crisis, about 12 years ago now, I developed Hashimoto's hypothyroidism, which is an autoimmune disease, and underpinning it is a very, very severely deficient magnesium deficiency. So I was very low on magnesium. I didn't really understand at the time how that affected it, or that I was even low on magnesium. They just rushed me to hospital one day because I got severe heart arrhythmias and thought I was having a heart attack. But it was actually my electrical system was misfiring. It was like put, 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 and the heart rhythm was all out of beat. So you can actually die from a heart arrhythmia. And I did some research and study because there weren't really proper medications or treatments for that. It was basically a nutritional problem, and because magnesium is the most important mineral to the body, to the nervous system, and it helps the mitochondria make ATP, which is our little energy electrical power cell. And the mitochondria in my case was not getting enough magnesium, so I was underperforming. I had like brain fog and low energy and the heart arrhythmias, and you know, because I had pushed my body too hard. I had a magazine at the time, that's why I met you.
Yes.
And you were one of our advertisers. And we just had a little home-based business, and it worked really well for a while, but the GFC hit, and then suddenly half of my clients couldn't pay. And I'm very conscientious, and I you know, had to let staff go, and I had to do 3 times as much work myself, work around the clock, get to print on time. I actually, you know, when you stay awake, I sometimes went 24 hours without sleep. And I didn't realize at the time that your body, to keep you awake, produces a natural chemical, but it mimics speed.
Yep.
And, you know, in the 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm typing away thinking I'm working, but I was going slowly, but my eyelids were like wide open, and I felt like I was in a dream, but I was awake, really terrible, and it always gave me a massive headache the next day, and you know, because it depletes the body.
Yeah.
And when the body gets depleted in magnesium, the body produces a lot of acid byproducts. They're called free radicals, and they damage cells. So I developed an autoimmune disorder. I don't know if you can see it, but my melanin started to be eaten away.
Wow.
Because my body was starting to attack itself from all the acids produced from the stress. Stress is the biggest killer. Stress will always be at the foundation of every disease. Every illness on the planet is triggered by stress of some kind. Traumas, stresses. I'm talking not only psychological, but physical stresses. People that train at the gym a lot can cause that kind of acidity from overdoing it and not putting enough back into their body, not sleeping enough. We can do it to ourselves with eating junk food and the chemicals in the food supply. We can overload the system with too many chemicals, and of course drugs are a chemical as well.
Can I just stop there and relate this back to our audience, because you know, a lot of you that know ice addiction, and some of you may be online or a family member of somebody that's on ice, you know, you're awake 5 to 10 days at a time, and that, you know, you're going back to that, and what happens, you know, you start depleting your organs, your body gets tired. A lot of people from that, you know, have been in ice addiction have heart problems and central nervous issues, central nervous problems, and you know, this chemical eats away at your vascular system, it eats away at your muscles, and you know, a lot of people end up very, very sick because of that depletion of the organs. So it's relative to I know that Sandy's story is not ice addiction, but the way her that she was living, her lifestyle was that similar, you know, of somebody that's on ice, and you're awake and you're adrenaline pumped and you're just going, but your organs aren't made to function like that.
You're burning yourself out, basically. So I did look up some studies on ice, because I'm really not an expert, but fundamentally it's a synthetic version of dopamine that totally overstimulates everything, and that triggers. So dopamine is our feel-good natural neurotransmitter. So we attach it to things we like to do. If you like to go fishing or do macrame or dancing or singing, or things that you like to do associated with feeling good, and the feeling of feeling good is because the dopamine's flowing through. And that's how we get attached to certain activities. I like that, I'm going to go back in that. So that's pleasure seeking, reinforcing that feedback loop. So we can get addicted to good habits as well as bad habits.
Yeah, that's right.
So you want to switch it from the bad to the good.
That's right, and that's what we do best.
Yes. So with an oversupply of this dopamine mimicking chemical, what it does is it creates a cytokine storm. The whole of the endocrine system, your hypothalamus and thyroid, and the whole endocrine system gets overstimulated. It's like a machine gun. And it creates, so it enters the brain because it's a fat-soluble chemical, enters the brain, and it causes the synapses to fire excessively like fireworks.
Yeah.
And what happens is you get like you get that high,
Yeah.
and then you get a massive crash
Yeah.
afterwards. So as you go high, you go equally low,
If not lower.
if not lower.
Yeah.
And what happens is there's a byproduct to that overstimulation with the glutamate,
Yeah.
and that you produce acid, really strong, free radical damaging acid.
Yeah.
And acid destroys brain cells. So with frequent use, you're lowering your IQ, and you can eventually cause dementia and schizophrenia and Parkinsonism, so
Yes.
Parkinson's disease.
Yes.
That's when everything starts to shake and your
Yep.
speech shakes.
Sandy, can I tell you
Yep.
something? Studies in Adelaide University show that a youth using the drug ice 5 or 6 times, the brainwave patterns is that of early onset Parkinson's, and that's irreversible, you know. And that, you know, I know the body repairs itself and can create neurological pathways and stuff, but Parkinson's is something that, you know, is very difficult to turn back time on. And so 5 or 6 uses, that can happen in one night of using ice.
Yes,
you know?
so it attacks the central nervous system,
Yeah.
and you burn the nerve cables, the cables that insulate your nerves. Everything gets burned out. It's like a short circuit, electrical short circuit.
Wow.
And so what helps the body heal, I mean, obviously stop doing the bad thing
Yeah.
that hurts you,
Yeah,
that harms
damaging
you.
yourself, yeah.
And you know, treat the body like a temple and put good things in, because what you put in comes out.
Yeah.
Magnesium is one of those really super good things because it's calming. So as the neurons were overfiring with this excessive calcium, guess what? Magnesium controls the calcium.
Wow.
It puts it back in the box. It calms everything down.
Wow.
And with the magnesium, natural magnesium chloride, it's totally natural. Once it's dissolved, the cells of the body can absorb it straight away. You don't even need to digest. You can bathe in it, foot soak in it, rub it on, spray it on. As soon as you put it on, if you're feeling a little bit shaky around the heart area, as soon as you put it on your upper body, this is what I love to do. Within minutes, you just feel, you feel that sense of, it's good now, it's good. I'm calming down, everything feels good, I'm relaxed, and it gets rid of anxiety.
Wow.
Which is wonderful.
Which is another thing, you know, when the serotonin in the brain gets depleted from ice addiction, you know, anxiety, impulse, anger, you know, all of those feelings start to spark up. And, you know, it takes 12 to 18 months for your own brain to rebalance that chemical, the dopamine and the serotonin, and to rebalance all those levels 12 to 18 months after you stop using ice. You know, just don't do it, not even once. You know, it's not worth it. But if you have embarked on that, you need to reverse and do the reverse to repair the damage, you know, both spirit, soul and body. And I think this is amazing because I use this particular cream because you've given it to me, and it was given to me actually in early recovery through Ren.
Yeah,
And he gave me the spritz as well. And I noticed that it helped a lot with the, you know, my muscles were like this, you know, my whole body was like this, the tense, you know, so I used to use, I've used it a lot.
Well, it helped Ren recover from his split aorta.
Yeah.
So,
He swears by it.
so magnesium is like a universal thing. It's like drinking water. It's going to help everything in the body. There are many things that you can use to help recover, and the body needs many nutrients, and it needs a lot of antioxidants. What happens when you put too much acid in the body? That's low pH. They're free radical. They're damaging and destroying cells, destroying mitochondria, just destroying everything. By putting antioxidants in, which is the opposite, that's alkalizing. You can use vitamin C as well.
Yep.
Melatonin, which helps you sleep, and that's an antioxidant that helps clean the debris and the garbage out of the brain.
And where do you get that?
Melatonin from the health food store.
Okay.
Melatonin and B group, executive formula, B group vitamins, they're all antioxidants. Do Mega C. Mega C also helps your good gut bacteria, kills pathogens that you may have picked up, because your acid environment also breeds pathogens and bad bacteria. You might get candida. The fungus loves the acid.
Yeah.
And then you'll get sugar cravings because the candida makes you eat more sugar.
Yeah.
And that causes even more acid, so it's a downward spiral. So you don't want to go that way.
Yeah.
So you want to not have sugar, not have chemicals, eat really good, fresh, nutritious food, and organic and not chemicalized. And if you can, cook yourself, and don't rely on packaged things. And you can actually eat quite cheap when you cook yourself from scratch.
Yeah, true.
And it's very healthy. Lots
Yeah.
of soups. We sometimes don't have time to cook, so you can get a slow cooker very cheap from Kmart and chuck some meat and vegetables in and a few spices and some water and leave it for a few hours and come back and you've got a beautiful soup.
That's right.
For
That's
days.
right. That's right. And I actually freeze my soup. When I make soup, I put everything in, freeze it, and then through the week I just go in there and put it in the microwave. I know we shouldn't be putting it in the microwave. I know that. I knew you were going to say that.
Warm it up.
Right, but I already have a pre-pack, so
nice.
so it's just
So it's a whole holistic approach.
Yeah.
But what works very quickly is the magnesium through the skin, nothing to digest. It goes straight in. You can get someone to give you a lovely shoulder and neck rub. My favourite is the foot rub.
Yeah.
So you held this one up before.
Yeah.
So the creams, there's 4 different fragrances. They're good for your skin, face, body. Put it on before you go in the sun. It will help you make more vitamin D. D3 is good for your immune system and your bones.
Wow.
Because you want to rebuild the bones. Because what happens with ice is that the acids dissolve your bone structure.
Yes.
That's what happens with the teeth.
Yeah.
They start to rot. And you want to reverse that. So you want to put the minerals back in.
Yeah.
So use the cream for your skincare.
Awesome.
The lotion is a bit stronger.
Yeah.
It has some nice fats. If you have a sensitive skin with psoriasis, use the cream.
Yeah.
Because it's milder.
Yeah.
But if not, this is very strong. 1 teaspoon gives you 300 milligram of magnesium, whereas you need 2 teaspoons of that to get the same 300 milligram.
Okay.
This one is the strongest one. 6 sprays gives you 300 milligrams. So you can keep spraying heaps. Some people, like myself, I need 1,000 milligram in a whole day. So I will use a combination of the cream for my face.
Yeah.
And I'll use heaps of sprays of this, but Peter, my hubby, loves the lotion. It's also good as an underarm deodorant, and it's chemical free.
Wow.
Yeah, and it works really well, and because this is where your lymph glands are under your armpits.
Yeah.
So when you're putting aluminium and chemicals in there, it's going into the system, into your bloodstream and the lymph system. So you need to use natural wherever possible to minimize the exposure to the chemicals, because you want to lift the load, the load on the body, so it has a chance to recover.
About this one, Sandy,
Yeah.
the spritz, like, where do you put that? Under your tongue or?
No.
Oh.
That's all transdermal.
Okay.
So I put it on my back. Especially if I've been in the garden, if you've been exercising a lot, put it where you're feeling the muscles are more tight.
Yep.
And more stuck. You get that frozen shoulder, or wherever the tight spots are. This just allows you to increase the dose to however much you want. You never overdose. This is a natural product. It sits inside the skin until the body draws it in. The body makes all the decisions as to what it takes on board.
Great.
Nothing is being artificially pushed in.
That's beautiful.
Yes, you just use what you want.
So it relaxes the central nervous system.
Yes.
Is that what,
Yes,
like in a
which helps
nutshell?
you sleep.
Yeah.
Very good just before bed.
Yeah.
But I use it in the morning and the evening. Doesn't matter how many times a day you use it. So my mum has arthritis in her ankles and she gets really stiff ankles.
Yep.
And by the end of the day, she is really hanging out for a foot soak. Every night she has a foot soak using flakes.
Yep.
These come in bigger packets as
Yep.
well. So these are crystal flakes, but they're really natural magnesium chloride flakes. So sodium chloride, which is the salt you put in your food.
Yeah.
This is magnesium chloride, so it's the salt form of magnesium. This comes from naturally dehydrated seawater.
Yep.
And there's no artificial anything added. It's just natural salt.
Yep.
The sodium part's been removed, so if you put it on your tongue, it tastes bitter. It's not for your food.
Okay.
But you can put it in your drinking water, and it
Oh, wow.
makes the water so good to drink.
Really? So what, you put in your cup?
Yep. This one is a food grade. So 1 pinch between thumb and forefinger
Yeah.
in a litre bottle. That's a 600 ml. But you can get a taste for more after a while. And my son has even more than me because he does soccer and he sweats a lot.
Yep.
So if you perspire a lot,
Yeah.
you might need more. You go with your taste, or your
Yeah.
body will tell you what's good.
That's
And
really
it
good.
turns the water into a lovely alkaline, electrolyte-charged water. So when you drink it, as soon as it hits the stomach, your brain gets a lift, because the brain uses half the water in the body. It needs the electrolytes for all the electrical firing.
Yep.
And then the magnesium in there helps calm down if you've been overexcited.
Yep, yep,
And it helps you have clarity of mind, get rid of the brain fog.
yep.
It's
Oh,
so
wow.
good. Now, it doesn't give you all the magnesium you need, so don't rely on it by itself.
Yep.
But it makes the water work better in the body, and you
That's
don't pee
good.
it out so fast.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, all of those things that it does, you know, somebody that's in early recovery, or you know, when you're first starting out your walk, it's going to replace all the things that, you know, I stripped out of you, and it's going to help speed up the metabolism. What we usually advise people in the early walk, as soon as they come to talk to us, is we tell them to get on 3 things. Start probiotics, to help the gut flora. Sandy explained why the gut flora is important. Vital greens, okay, so you're getting all your greens and your supplements in. And double strength krill oil. Double strength krill oil will help strengthen in the brain, okay? So if I were you, I'd be like looking at supplementing one of these products as well, and just putting magnesium, proper magnesium. Don't spray any magnesium because they're not as pure, the strength is not there, yeah? So look at a good magnesium. What's the company?
Electramagnesium.com.au if you want to order on the website, or we do supply a lot of clinics and stores, Mrs. Flannery stores, and some of the Go Vita group, some whole life pharmacies as well. So they're all listed on our website, electramagnesium.com.au.
Awesome.
And soon they will be available in this little lady's op shop.
Yay! They'll be at AAIC op shop soon, because we just fed out all that paperwork to be able to have the stock here for you. Yeah, so if you want to order some, come down to op shop and get in touch with us, and you can come and pick up some products that can help you in your early recovery. You know, you don't have to be in recovery. You know, you could be going through a lot of stress. You know, you could have central nervous system, an autoimmune issue. You could have, you know, just going through a tough
Just
time.
overwork.
Yeah.
Most people today are magnesium deficient. It just varies by degrees.
Yeah.
And it depends how much stress you've had. So the more you've pushed your body, the more stress and trauma and things that have happened,
Yeah.
the more you lose magnesium through the urine.
Yeah.
And we don't get enough in the food supply. We can't put it back just by eating food alone.
So
That's
true.
why we need. So in the old days, indigenous tribes used to go swimming a lot more in the ocean, because through the salt water in the sea, you can absorb your electrolytes through the skin.
Wow.
Get some sunshine and salt water, and that gives you a nice top up. But we don't always have the opportunity to go swimming in our beautiful ocean every day. I wish.
Yeah, that's right. And even if we do, like, you know, probably don't spend enough time in the water to really replenish everything.
Yeah, but it is very
every
good for you
day.
if you can.
Yeah. So basically, like with these products that, like, you invented them. Did you?
Yes. Well, I started with the flakes, and it wasn't available anywhere in Australia. This was 12 years ago. I had to order it in from Europe, and I just did the soaking, and it started to calm my heart, and I thought, this really works, and the doctor couldn't help me, and I'm thinking, he said to me, a lot of people have this problem. So my magazine at the time that I was an editor for wasn't doing very well because of GFC, and I'm thinking, well, you know, maybe it's something God sent to me. And I was able to turn the lemons into lemonade. So something that was very bad and adverse and nearly killed me, ended up being the best thing I've ever done in my whole life.
Yeah.
And the stories that come in from people who have solved problems they've had for years. Some of them have tears in their eyes of thanks. They're so grateful.
Amazing.
Something very simple.
That's
And
amazing.
they're possessed, then they have to tell their family and their friends, and everyone's got to be, you know, told, because it's so simple. It's like going through your life and getting symptoms of dehydration and not realizing drinking more water will fix it.
Yeah, I hear you. But a lot of people don't know that, you know, to test their magnesium levels as well.
It's hard to find exactly what you need, because you have a blood test.
Yeah.
there's only 1% of magnesium floating around in your blood. 99% is in the muscle and the bone.
Wow.
So the tissue cells, unless you get a tongue scrape or a piece of your body and analyze the cells of the tissue, you won't know what's in it because they sacrifice their magnesium. They have storage tanks and of magnesium, and because the blood has to have magnesium in a certain range, exactly in that range, because it's feeding your heart muscle, the most important muscle in the body, that has priority. And also it looks after the lining of your arteries so you don't get arterial disease.
Yeah.
So really important to have the blood plasma. Many reasons. Magnesium has 300 different jobs more. But the blood has priority. So if you're low, if you're getting low, if you've had a lot of stress, you haven't eaten enough to give yourself the magnesium, the tissue cells sacrifice to make sure the blood levels stay normal. So you can have a blood test and it'll show normal, but your tissue cells will be way down.
And you know, the heart and the vascular system is one of the main things that ice attacks and destroys. So you know, it is really, really important to really strengthen that muscle, because it's the muscles that magnesium affects, and your heart's a muscle. So you want to strengthen that and give your body the best hope that it can in its recovery.
Minerals build us up. Minerals fortify you. This is building from the inside out. Whereas the acids break everything down. The magnesium helps rebuild everything. The structures, the collagen comes back together again.
I heard about collagen. Speaking of collagen, a little birdie tells me, Sandy, that your age. I was like, what? No way. Like, right. So you use this stuff on your face.
Yes.
And you're 62?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep.
Stop it. I don't believe you. Do you believe her at home? I think
But
she's lying.
I did look
I
older 12 years ago before
actually,
magnesium.
you did look older when I
did.
first knew you. So that's really funny. So it's just this on your face?
Yes, I use it all over my body. It
Yeah.
comes in big jars. I like a big jar in my bathroom. Very generous with it. Because when you have hypothyroidism, your skin is more dry. Not everyone has such a dry skin. Some people only use it once a day and do more of this. So you just got to experiment to see what suits your skin type. We have a range which caters for all skin types, even for people with psoriasis and eczema, very sensitive skin, babies, children, all the way up to the elderly and everyone in between. There's something for everyone.
That's awesome.
And something for all affordability as well.
Can you use this on babies?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Oh, I have a lot of mothers very thankful. Little magnesium massage gets them right off to sleep.
Oh, that's beautiful. And you know, like, it's so important to really put that back into your body, because when you deplete, the chemicals in ice dries out all your skin. And a lot of people, that's why they itch. We itch because the skin gets dry from the chemicals, right? And so it gets very itchy. You know, when you eat oily food, you get pimples. When if you eat too much chocolate, you might get, pimples come up. But when you do ice, your skin starts to dry out from the inside out because of the chemical concoction. And you start getting itchy. And then you scratch it so much that you cause sores, right? So that's why you see all these people with sores,
and infected. So what's happening is the acids are very drying, and what keeps cells alive is water and minerals. And the acids dry everything out. And when the skin dries out, it doesn't have enough fats and oils. The collagen gets thinner. It can't hold the fats and oils. And then things start to open up and become exposed. And the nerves get too close to the surface, which is what makes them tingle and feel itchy, because they have no protection from the normal fats that should be in the skin. And the minerals and the collagen that hold it all together, it just starts to disintegrate and dissolve. So you want to rebuild the collagen. Put the fats back in. So if you have super sensitive skin, by the way, use the green one. Fantastic results with the green one, the herbal. Herbal has antibacterial herbal.
And what's this one?
That's the citrus. So that's got a
smells good.
Lemongrass. Yes, like a nice fresh citrus smell. So that's like a middle of the road texture and cream. It suits like the broadest base of skin types. Whereas the green one is more thick, and it's very good for mature skin or people who have hypersensitive skin, because it's very rich and buttery and fatty and very protective.
Amazing.
So just experiment with it and you'll find something that you like.
what a wealth of knowledge that you are going from adversity and going through your own, life-changing experience, and a bit like us, in addiction, you go through a life-changing experience and you learn things along the way. You learn things that not only help you but can help others. And this is why Sandy is doing what she's doing, and her husband Peter, to help you. Take it or leave it. I know, this is not a sales gimmick, but it is something that's important to supplement your body. And if somebody's been through something before you and can give you a tool that can help you in your recovery, just take it, try it.
When your body is healthy, it feels really good.
Yeah.
And you have natural dopamines that come out and just give you that wonderful feeling of everything's great, I'm so happy to be alive.
Yeah.
And that is when your health is in balance. So the goal is to move back up to the balance being where it should be.
Yeah.
And to keep it there, to maintain it.
Yeah. How long do you think somebody, or in your experience, how long would somebody have to use these to bring it back to balance? I'm guessing because they're so depleted, they have to put a lot on.
Yeah, look, it can take a year or two if someone starts off with a big depletion. And then you'll need to work with around about 1,000 milligram a day. So the average, when there's nothing wrong and you're getting plenty of magnesium from food and you're a young woman in the early 20s,
yeah,
because the older we get, the less magnesium gets stored in the body.
Wow.
Then you might only need 300 or 400 milligram top up a day.
Mm-hmm.
But the more stress you've been under and the older you get, the more, and so stress, including chemical stress or exposure to drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
Alcohol as well.
Yep.
Alcohol depletion really wrecks the liver.
Yep.
So you need to put the good nutrients back to help the body clean out the mess,
Yep.
the acids, the waste products, and then to rebuild. And that happens in increments. So with me, it took me a good 6 months to completely not have any heart arrhythmias when something happened or the phone rang, and to just be calm. Because I didn't do it enough, because I was like a pioneer. I didn't know how much was too much, could it get too much, so I was like experimenting on myself. There's nothing to read out there.
Yeah.
And I did 3 times a week foot soaking or bathing, and I could have done every night. I could have put on 3 times as much. So and I didn't have time for all the soaking, so I asked Peter, who's a formulating chemist, if he can make for me a moisturiser with the magnesium dissolved in it, so that when I'm putting it on every day, I'm getting another top up of magnesium.
Wow.
Which is how we started to develop the range, because I knew people would get lazy. It's so much easier to just put your body product on.
Yeah.
And also the benefit is to beautiful skin as well.
Yeah.
And so that's what led us to what we're doing, and we're really helping to spread the joy. I'm happy. I feel like this is our mission.
Yeah.
That everything that's happened before led up to this point, and now we're on track. You know that feeling you get when you know
certainly
this
do.
is the right place to be,
Yes.
doing the right thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely do. And I know that people that have stepped into recovery feel exactly the same way. They can use their journey to help others, and then it serves a purpose.
Giving something back.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm so excited that we can help people more. So that's why we're doing this show tonight, guys. And I think with the way that ice affects the heart, and I have an electric conductive electrical problem with the heart, because it affects the central nervous system. And it's a wiring problem. They wanted to burn something in the heart or put me on medication. I said no, but I'm thinking maybe this might help. I want to give it a shot.
Yeah, because the cells in the
chest.
body are dynamic. Unless there's too much damage being done, if there's just a little bit, the body can reform, make new cells. But it needs materials, it needs building blocks, it needs the nutrients. We're made of the minerals.
Yes.
And if you're mineral deficient, especially magnesium, you can't knit that back together again.
Yes.
You have to put the minerals in, and the body's then got the ingredients to do its
To
thing.
do it, yeah. So I hear you're the first in the world to put magnesium into a lotion and cream.
Yes, we made the first magnesium cream in the world.
Wow, that's amazing. And here in Australia.
Here in Australia,
Wow.
it's made in Helensvale,
Yeah.
but we ship out all over Australia. We ship out to the world. We have
Yeah.
distributors in the USA now as well.
Awesome. Yeah, because this show does go, I hear a lot of people in New Zealand watch the show, England, France, it does go out there. So if you want to get some, just have a
go to electramagnesium.com.au. If you order $150 worth in Australian dollars, then you get free shipping in the world. So it doesn't matter where you live.
That's amazing.
And so get what your mum needs and the next door neighbour, and just order in for everyone.
Yeah.
Where you can get to that $150 and then you get free shipping. We'll cover the cost.
And if there's somewhere like in New Zealand or England or whatever, and they want to sell it to people there, they can distribute
wholesale
that.
inquiries welcome.
Yeah.
So just send me an email. Our contact is on the website.
That's amazing. What's the website address again?
ElectraMagnesium.com.au. That's with a K. It's the girl's name, Elektra.
Okay.
Because she was the goddess of the thunderclouds. Because about electricity.
Wow. So it must help the electricity in the heart and the electrical
and the
nervous
mitochondria.
system.
And what does
What's
ice
that?
do?
It sounds scary.
so the ice kills mitochondria, and they're your energy producers. They're little organelles inside every cell that make little batteries, electrical energy batteries.
Wow.
And you have to have magnesium to make the energy batteries.
Wow.
And what the ice does is overstimulates the energy burst, which creates enough acid to kill mitochondria.
That's amazing.
And so you can.
So that's why you're really weak.
Can end up with an autoimmune disease.
Wow.
And everything gets you. Your immune system crashes. You can get viruses. Everything starts to dissolve.
Yeah, actually, when I was in early recovery, my doctor said to me, Andrea, it's almost like you have glandular fever, but you don't. My glands would come up, and I'd spend a week in bed crashed, and then I'd get a little bit more energy, and I'd go again, and then I would go back down, and I was doing that journey. Oh, wow. And actually, I think then Ren came and gave me some stuff, and then he took me to this other person that gave me all these herbs as well.
The herbs, the bitter herbs kill the pathogens that move in, the bad bacteria and the candida, and you need to work on that level as well. As you mentioned before, gut health is really important. Digestion, eating the right foods. Because if you don't feed the body, it can't repair itself.
And all I was worried about was having my block of chocolate in early recovery. You can all relate with me, and seeing where I can get more chocolate, but that's not helping anything, is it?
No, and it's funny you should say that, because in cacao itself, the bitter part of the chocolate, it's a very strong antioxidant, and it has a lot of magnesium in it.
Okay.
And
it's okay to eat chocolate?
It's okay to eat bitter chocolate and a little bit, not too much.
So the black one?
It's the sugar that's bad in the chocolate.
So is it the black chocolate we can eat?
The black,
Okay.
You get used to bitter foods and sour foods because they create a nice alkaline environment. They help the liver to detox. They support the good microbiome. It's the sugar that makes more acid, which you don't need. You're trying to get rid of acid and buffer the acids and bring it back to neutral. You're trying to help lift the pH in the body so the acids don't dissolve you. You want to neutralize them.
That's awesome.
And so if you have more sugar, all that does is make more acid.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing information. I hope you got a hold of that. You might need to watch this a couple of times because there's so much information and like scary names that I haven't heard, but I'm sure they're all good. But just get some. Just put it on your body and just try it and see. You can get the different types.
If you're feeling a bit shaky, definitely get the really strong one. It's not expensive, $33.
Wow.
And that's like normally 2 months worth, but if you use a little bit more in the beginning, 1 month worth, it's still much cheaper than any other supplement.
You can't buy a packet of cigarettes for $28, so just skip a packet of ciggies.
And this one's really good for muscle recovery. If you go and work in the gym, or you're out in the garden, or you're a tradie, you've got sore muscles. Actually, we sell a lot to truckies because they've got repetitive stress. I forget which arm is already out, but they can't lift their arm up. They can't. Some truck drivers can't even turn the radio off. They can't lift the arm high enough.
Why?
They get repetitive stress from driving and using only one arm, or
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And Peter met one the other day, gave him a little massage with the lotion. He was very sceptical. I says, well, all right.
Yeah.
Chatting
He
to
was
him,
skeptical about Peter giving
whether
him
it
a
was
massage.
whether it was going to work or not.
Okay.
So Peter's chatting to him while he's, digging in there with the lotion. About 5 or 10 minutes later, he's going, how do you feel? And the bloke goes, he said, I don't believe it. He says, I can move. I said, yeah, it's like WD-40 for the body.
I love
It
it.
loosens everything up.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good. So yeah, guys, just try it. Get it into you, and or you can soak your feet in it. But I'm using this one at the moment, and I've used the spritz in my early recovery. So if you want true recovery, the holistic recovery, you got to look after the body as well. Yeah, eat good food, and get as much of this relax the central nervous system and help you repair on your journey.
Just try different combinations. Feel it. You feel it straight away. The
Yeah.
first thing you feel within minutes.
Yeah.
Is
Just
that
relax.
calming effect?
Yeah.
I know. It's
Yeah.
so good.
That is
We have
so
way
good.
too much stress today in the world.
Yeah, definitely, especially with all the COVID happening. Sandy, thank you so much for just explaining all of that, because even when you came in with the boxes for the team, I was like, oh, thank you. It says nutrition via the skin, and I know that was going to be good, but I didn't know all the stuff that you shared today. And I think we're going to share a little video after this show in the comments. Rianne's going to put a little video up. It goes for about 15 minutes, and it talks in depth detail for those wanting more information. Yeah, and I think you can get some more information on your website
Heaps
as
of
well.
videos, lots of
Yeah.
articles, blogs.
Yeah,
Everything you want to know is there. Well, maybe not everything you want to know, but I've spent many years putting everything together.
Yeah.
You can dig deep many pages.
yeah, wow. So grateful for you, and I wouldn't have wanted you to go through what you went through, Sandy, but thank God that's been used to help for the greater good of people, and we're really grateful for you, for the unity.
Well,
Thank you for helping us.
I think for me, I had to completely crash, and then I had to say, I can't do it anymore.
Yep.
Please help.
Yep.
And then in that space of I don't know what to do and opening up the vessel, the inspiration comes.
Yes.
It's that
Yeah.
easy.
Yep. And it's beautiful that you're using it not only for yourself but to help others. Yeah. So grateful.
Anyone
for you.
can do it. And everyone has a mission.
Yeah.
And everyone can get back up after they fall down.
Yes, they can.
You just have to
Yeah.
know the right things to do.
That's right. And if you're not given a mission, come be part of a mission. Yeah, because we're all called. A car. The whole thing is called a car, but you're all part of a car if you're a wheel, and if you're the engine, and if you're the fuel, if you're the steering wheel. So come and be part of a mission. You might not actually, have to lead it or make a new mission, but some of us are called,
Be a helper.
to be parts of the body. So, if you haven't got nothing that you're involved in, get involved. Get involved in a community. Get involved with AAIC or another mission, and your mission or other people's mission. Give back, because it's by giving that we receive, guys. Honestly, you can't get
Very
true healing
powerful.
through that.
Very powerful. It's an energetic loop, and it increases everyone.
Yeah, and the more you give, the more you get. It's like what? And so you go, okay, let's just keep channeling that, yeah?
And that's how we create abundance.
Yes, that's right.
Abundance in everything.
Yes.
And that's why we never have to worry.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we're taught that enough in school, are we?
No.
That you shouldn't worry.
No.
Because God can take care of everything. As long
That's
as you
right.
listen and you do the right things
That's right.
from inspiration.
Yeah. And from a
Everything
place
works
of
out.
love.
Everything works out.
That's right. Sandy, thank you so much for being on the show, guys. We're going to wrap up now. If you want to get your products, come in and see us at Nerang Street in Southport if you're on the Gold Coast. But if you want to order, you can hop online at www.electramagnesium.com.au.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you can hop on that webpage and order there as well, yeah? But get some of it into you and let us know. I really want to hear some reports, some feedback, and I'm sure Sandy would too, because that's why we do it. because we want to know that it's helping you. Yeah,
It's so heartwarming. I love it. I can talk for ages to my customers, and they're really appreciative too. I don't think people give each other enough attention these days. People seem to be starved of other people and their energy and company.
Yes. And we all need each other. So we're here to help. If you're anyone struggling with addiction and you need some support, guys, give us a call. That's why we do what we do. Here to help you walk through it. If you're a family member with a loved one in addiction, sometimes by helping you, we can get to help your loved one. Yeah, you never give up hope, never keep believing, because recovery is possible. Yeah, and here's part of it. Yeah. We look forward to seeing you next week. Sandy, thank you so much. Bless you. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with everybody at home. Guys, stay tuned for the video right after this show. And we'll see you next week. Same time, same... Oh, no, I'm not doing the show next week. We're doing the show from Coffs Harbour. The Coffs Harbour team, Jose and Ben, are doing the show for you. And they always have amazing guests on their show. And so they'll be with you next week. Stay tuned at 7... Is it 7 p.m. Coffs Harbour time? Yeah, same time, same place. Right, see you on the website. See you in a few weeks, guys. Take care. God bless. You stay clean.